Welcome back to Ill Eagle Culture Brands Red Tape Talk. I am your host, John Ostos, aka Ill Eagle CEO, and I'm here with my two counterparts, Dion, 2 Cup, Larry, and Cody, Big Meat, Mauk. And today we have another special guest. I say Megan Elaine, but I think it's because of your Instagram.
Yeah.
You're Megan Schwalbe.
Schwalbe, yeah.
Soon to be a haymaker.
Soon to be haymaker.
Yeah, all right.
He's not going to take your last name.
Ooh.
He can barely pronounce it. So.
Did I pronounce it wrong?
No, that's right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Megan. Thanks for coming on with us.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, I sound a little congested. I just got over really bad.
And I have a cold, so if I have to hack, I apologize.
Cool.
Hack that way.
I'm going to do my best. But
last week, I don't know if you noticed, last week you were like sniffing and snorting on the mic and shit. I couldn't edit it out because it was like mid-conversation.
I know it's tough. You don't even notice you do that, just all of a sudden.
I don't think I noticed it.
Well, I notice it when I take Instagram videos. I'll be like recording it, and all of a sudden. So, but yeah. I gotta give a quick shout out to Marshall tonight. He showed me a couple of lifts in the gym. Or did again. And they were just really awesome. Like the two things that he showed me, I was like, damn, this feels fucking amazing.
What was it?
What did it 6:30:30. So it's 6 reps with a 5-second eccentric. So you go 5 seconds down, right? And then you do that 6 reps, like somewhat heavy. And then you go over to an incline bench, grab a pair of dumbbells, let your arms hang, and then you're going to go halfway up for 30 seconds. So you're doing this for 30 seconds.
Right.
And then you grab a light band and you go all the way up and then to halfway down for 30 seconds.
Sounds complicated.
No, it's not complicated, but it fucking burned the shit out of my shoulders. And then after that, he had me do the 1 rep. You do a 1 rep, rest for 10 seconds. 2 reps, rest for 10 seconds.
The 1-10-1?
Yeah.
Those are, yeah.
He had me do that on the fucking.
That's for like 100 reps or something.
It's 100 reps.
Yeah,
And
that's always fun.
Yeah.
So on the fuck is that machine called?
The lateral raise?
The old school one.
The seated lateral raise?
No.
Like
The old
the-
one.
the Icarian.
The
white one?
Icarian
Yeah.
fly machine or whatever. And so I did that, and when I got done, my shoulders were fucking huge, just pumped with blood, dude. It felt amazing though. So, but it's always nice to
You do 1 rep and then wait 10 seconds?
And then you do
do
2
2 reps.
and you
all
go-
the way
Okay,
up
I was
to
like,
10.
what?
And then you go
And
all
then
the
you
way
go back down.
Yeah, you go all the way to 10 and then you go back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to do those a lot recently.
I should do that.
They're really
They're
hard.
nice. It's nice.
You would think that it sounds like not that bad and you have to use a really light weight and then you get like to 7 or 8 on the way up and you're like, I'm gonna die. I gotta go all the way back down still.
Yeah.
And
That's
really
right
hard.
where I was like, oh fuck, because then I had to kind of go, to get him up there. I had to kind of oof it up there.
Yeah.
And then working your way back down. And just by the time you get down to back to 1, you're just like fucking.
Yeah, and you
You're
you have like 10-pound dumbbells.
You're just like fucking huge. You just
Yeah.
feel like you're massive because your shoulders are all pumped up.
Not
yeah,
mine.
and you can
You're
do
not
it for
you.
Not mine.
No.
you can do it for any not any but most
Body
things.
parts,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it doesn't have to be that, but
The other
it's
day
cool.
I was training legs and Marshall came up to me and he said, "You're doing this wrong." And I was just doing the standing calf raise and he said, "You get under it and then you just shrug your shoulders." And I was like-
he showed me how to, because today I had to like a trap day and I was trying to do shrugs with the safety squat bar because that's what he told me to do and it was
Yeah.
just awful. I was like, this is not working. He's like, oh, if you're gonna be here, and then he made me do shrugs in the.
It makes
the
you feel
calf
bad
raise.
for everybody else a little bit. You're like, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this."
Does it work?
I
Does it
didn't do
work?
it yet. I was
It
doing
works
legs.
actually really
Does it?
well. Yeah.
I can probably see that working.
It works nice.
The way he demoed it, I didn't try it though because I was doing actual legs, so I wasn't gonna start switching again.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Could you imagine? Oh man, if somebody caught you, like, look at this fucking. You would have been on Joey Swole's next
Yeah.
Instagram picture.
But the thing is that's worse than like squatting or curling in the squat rack. Like,
yeah, probably.
we only have one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
funny though.
It is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Cool. So Megan, you are considered a professional, right?
It kind of depends on like what.
Power lifter.
Yeah. Like what the benchmark is. So it's hard. So like if you go by dots, yeah, that is a 520 is a pro dots for most.
Explain
meets.
that.
What
So
are you-
DOTS is a coefficient, so it takes like multiply and your age and your weight class and a bunch of other little things that I don't really understand. And then it mashes them together and it makes this coefficient, and that's how they compare you to other people
across the United States.
Yeah, and like other people in different sizes and ages and stuff. But DOTS is usually used for raw lifting. It's not usually used for multiply, so it's like a little bit misleading. Usually they use like Glossbrenner or Wilks, and I'm really close to a pro coefficient with those two, so I'm like right there at right on the edge, kind of.
What do you need?
It's hard to say. It depends on the meet. So
Sure.
like my goal right now is to get into the WPO, which is like the meet for geared powerlifting, and it's kind of a moving target. So every year it depends on who else is competing. So they'll usually take the top 30 for male and female, top 30 Glossbrenner for the year, and then that's who gets invited to the WPO.
Jesus.
So
wow.
and then some years it's a little different. Like last year they took the top 15 from the women's pro-am, and then they invited a bunch of other people, and so it was really confusing. It's hard to know, am I qualified, am I gonna make it? So like I'm guessing I'm probably not going to get an invite this year, but I'm really hoping that I can get in next year.
Was that what they consider worlds?
Yes, that's
Okay.
a world competition. I mean, technically the Arnold is too, but WPO is like an invite-only world competition. Yeah.
Where is that event? Where is it taking place?
It's usually in Florida. This past
Orlando?
year, yeah, it was at the Olympia,
Okay.
which is new. I don't think it's been there before, but this past year it was there. So
That's dope.
Wow. So worlds, obviously everybody anywhere can come as long as they're invited.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
And you get invited by reaching a certain level.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably a little like who you know kind of, thing going on, but for the most part, yeah, you have to get a certain, usually it's Glossbrenner.
So what would you say, like, which of these numbers, and we'll say them all, you have a 500-pound squat, a 300-pound bench, and a 355-pound deadlift. Which one of these were you like, it's crazy I made it to this?
Squat and bench both, but especially squat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was I've been like, hunting for 500 since I got into multiply. And in my head, I was like, I might get close at the Arnold, but I don't know if I'm going to actually get it. Just because I have, in the past, have a tendency to get like way too nervous and really fuck up, especially my squats. Like I will destroy it and leave pounds on the platform just from like being too nervous. But this past time I went to a sports psychologist, like a sports performance psychologist, and we did a whole bunch of like mindset training and how to like calm yourself in like when you get there, and it was a huge difference. And so we get there, and the second I unracked the 500, I was like, I'm gonna get this. Like,
That's awesome.
The second I
You
unracked it,
felt
I was like, I got this. It felt light. I was like, there's no way I'm not getting this squat. So you can see it like
That is the fucking worst when you unrack. You're like, holy shit, this is
and-
so heavy.
and that's usually all of my lifts I unrack it and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that was
Yeah.
great. But no, I unracked the 5. Well, even from the start, like my opener was great. My second attempt was
What'd
really
you
good.
open with?
4. Oh God, I should know this. 450 something, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So we opened with the intent that if it goes really well, we'll shoot for 500. But I had to like earn it. So I had to prove that I could get 500 with my opener and again with my second attempt. And he's like, right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna call 500, and stood up, and I was like, I definitely got this. So
Not to interrupt you mid-story, but I want to know, how do you like warm up to squat in multi? Like, obviously, are you squatting in your suit? Like,
not the whole time. So there's a ton of steps, and I like plan it out ahead of time, exactly what weights I'm gonna take, when I'm gonna put what on. So I'll start with just like knee sleeves, and then I'll put on my belt, and then it's my briefs, and then it's my squat suit. So I have a canvas suit, and so canvas on, straps down, legs open, and then it's legs closed, and then I think it's wraps, straps up, and that's the last one. Is usually everything is final.
okay.
And I'll take like really big jumps, Because for me, like the less amount of warm up reps I do, the better. Like you get tired,
Yeah.
especially in gear, because it's like you're in this like huge suit and you're fighting it the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'll take like 50 to 60 pound jumps in the warm up area, and then a little bit less than that on the platform. But I could do a 50 on the platform.
How far out are you doing your warm ups before you step on the platform?
Like how long it takes?
Yep.
I will start lifting when the flight before me starts.
Okay.
Typically.
See, it's kind of similar to bodybuilding because you have a general idea of when you're gonna go, and you have to keep watching before you, but you don't know exactly when you go, so you got to try to time it.
Yeah, you have to time it right, and depending on where you are in the flight, you want to take your last attempt. Well, everyone's different, but I like to take my last attempt with enough time for me to go and like sit when my flight starts. Some people are like if you're at the end of the flight, they're like, oh, take your last warm up when your flight starts. And I'm like, fuck no. I want to be sitting in a chair with a water bottle, like deep breathing, ready to go when my flight starts. Even if I'm the very last person, I want to be sitting in a chair when my flight starts. So I always take it before the end of the flight in front of me.
I feel like it's weird that I've never asked Marshall these questions because we've had him on 2 times. But so, like, what do you do about caffeine content? Like, do you take caffeine right away in the morning?
I don't drink caffeine like at all in general. Okay. Really, I'll have like a can of pop maybe once a week, but I don't handle caffeine well. I get either really sick or really like anxiety, like heart rate racing, and I'm like sweaty, and so I don't have any caffeine at all on meet day. Until like maybe the very end, I'll like have 3 sips of somebody else's energy drink.
That's crazy.
Is that what everybody else, do they do caffeine? Like,
yeah, I would say I'm like an anomaly that I don't. I like sit too high.
I was gonna say for a power lifter, that's weird.
It is.
Most power lifters I know they drink 3 a day.
No,
1,000 milligrams.
yeah,
Exactly.
no pre-workout, none of that. I sit at such a like resting anxiety level of like just too high. I can't. There's just like no way that I can add to that. I'll be just in a corner.
Do you do salts or anything?
Yeah, I have like the the element packets. Like I have those every day in general. And then working out and on meet day, I have the field rations. I'm sure Marshall has like posted or talked about that at some point.
I meant smelling salts. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. I like the snap ones.
Okay.
Instead of because I like once I like sniff, I don't want to have to sit there and like put the lid back on. So I like the snap. It's the same every time, and then I can just like yeet it off into the abyss, and somebody else can clean it up.
Yeah.
That is the way to go.
Yeah. So I get those.
And you can like throw it down like you're angry because you just.
And there's just something like really nice about like snapping it and like shoving it in your face.
Like it's a little
instead of neck.
Yeah, like the little lid.
Twisting it off real slow.
Yeah, my hands are shaking. And then I hate it. I hate the cap with turning the thing back on. I hate that so much.
So if you're listening, anyone who makes smelling salts, make sure you make the cap only one twist, one quick twist.
No, like those, like you get like fish oil tablets. It's just like a cap.
Yeah.
It should just pop, and I should be able to pop it back on.
Yep.
That would be a good idea too.
Out. Yep.
Baby proof.
Nah, the babies are fine.
Yeah, the babies will be fine.
So how long, especially at a meet like this where it's I'm sure it's pretty busy, how long in between like squat, bench, and deadlift? How long are you waiting after you squat?
Is it only one platform or do they have several?
They had one at the Arnold. I've never done a meet with 2 platforms going simultaneously. Okay. So
that's the one thing. So the one that I did a few years ago, I think it was a few years ago. Yeah. It just took forever to get through.
And it really varies meet to meet, like, and how many flights there are, how many people are in the flight. If you have people who are in wraps, in multiply, like all of that
so
makes a difference. So if you
have a fucking full meet, how do you stay jacked up? Like,
that's what I was saying about the caffeine.
You do bench first?
You squat first.
Squat.
Yep.
Okay, so after you get done with squat, how do you stay fucking juiced up before you're deadlifting? And
I mean, I don't like ride a real crazy level the whole day. It's like you do it for squat and then.
But I mean, you gotta get psyched up before your next event.
Kind
right?
of.
And so do you kind of do this?
Yeah, it's more of a wave. Like, I mean, maybe some people aren't like that, but I have to be like more calm, I would say, than other people. Again, because I get like so nervous. So I have to keep a very like level all of the whole time. So I just kind of chill in between. I have some food and I like sit and go to the bathroom and just kind of hang out. Drink
So
some
it's
water.
like a couple hours before you get back to it.
It's usually like an hour, and then I have to start like stretching
Okay.
and re-warming up everything that needs to be warm for the next thing. So by the time you get to, and this is where I like kind of have always struggled in the past. By the time I get to deadlift, I am tired. Like I am sucking air. I am dying. And so like, as you can see, one of the many reasons, but my bench is very close to my deadlift,
that's pretty
which is really weird, especially for females.
I didn't want to say that term earlier, but I was going to say that 500 is a huge squat for a female, especially. But I didn't know if I was going to like offend by saying for a female.
No, it's okay.
That's just facts.
It was, and actually now like people are doing over 6 in sleeves. So it's still, I mean, I don't want to like discount like the work that I did. It's cool that I got 500, but like there are women, like I said, I brought like some little factoids of people like last weekend were squatting, you know, like over, you know, like upper 5s, over 6 in sleeves or in wraps, but raw, not in gear.
See, no, I don't even squat 315 with sleeves. Like,
no, I don't either. For me, like,
what do they look
I'm
like?
serious.
I mean, they're all pretty jacked.
Huh? I mean, like, are they normal looking or are they like bigger? Or?
Well, I would say the ones like recently, they're all like under 200 pounds. So, you know, they're just jacked women.
Just muscular.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Dion can't even squat 315, he said, bro.
Well,
just like in general, or
have you seen his legs?
I don't think I've maybe squat 315, maybe maybe one time.
Ouch.
Maybe.
So that just completely like
She says, ouch.
that completely just undoes my statement of like for a woman.
Yeah.
That was big because Dion killed it for
Dion,
me.
you got to pull your man card.
Well, you can see like the last time I competed raw, I did 319.
See, no,
and
thanks.
in the gym recently, I did 370 in my wraps. That's no gear, just wraps.
The last time I maxed out squat, I popped my hip out of place and I couldn't walk for like a couple days. So like it was painful, but I was also very lean at the time. So but no, I still got big quads, so don't even come at me, bro.
Chill.
As long as you look like you can squat 315,
I can hack squat 3 plates.
Okay.
I can't. I don't hack squat at all. I hate that machine. It hurts.
That's the point.
I hate it. It's like my knees are gonna blow out. Like something bad's gonna happen. And shit out my spine.
Nowadays, people will put the band on the back and then load it up with 6 plates.
Stop doing that.
It's like
I gotta fucking take that thing off every time I gotta do.
time.
Yeah, the people who do that never take the band off.
It on there.
The first time I couldn't figure out how the fuck they got it on there. And then when I figured it out, I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. Because it was really simple to do this. So I was like, how the fuck did they get this thing on
I
here?
can just picture this thing happening.
I
like,
can see
And
that.
I'm like walking back and forth. I'm like, dude, I don't know how the fuck they got. Fuck it. I'm going to keep it on there. But yeah, take the fucking thing off. I don't want that fucker on there.
Don't do it first off.
Yeah,
but
it's dumb.
like I get some people. I get when you're dealing with 6 plates each side, like that crazy stuff.
Sure.
But if you're doing 2 plates, I mean,
Well, they see this shit on Instagram.
And then
Like,
they-
oh,
But
what
isn't
is
it
this?
isn't it subjective to their whatever their maxing is though? Like I mean 6 plates for someone makes sense, but there's someone like for you, for instance, if you can't squat that much, you would need bands for a lower weight.
yeah. But the thing is like you need to build that up if you can't do it.
Why
you
are we
know?
doing bands? Like, is it like a reverse band?
It helps them
Why
out
are
of
we
the
doing
bottom.
that on a hack squat?
Exactly. That's the
I don't get it.
it's supposed to be really hard at the base.
I've never got that concept, even with the pros, but to each his their own. Like, I just prefer raw weight, you know? Give me it raw, daddy.
Yeah, because it doesn't increase tension; it's going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, that's weird.
yeah. I don't
It's
know.
but like Dion said, I think it's supposed to help on the bottom, right?
It helps you out of the bottom.
That's
but
what a
that's
reverse band does. It takes away from the bottom, not from the top.
But like in a hack squat, the only pressure you have is at the bottom, so it doesn't really make sense to do it that way. Like I get not wanting to destroy your joints, but like don't do it.
Sure.
But then just don't hack squat because
Yeah.
hack squat is just.
Maybe that's what it's for, is just so for longevity of your fucking.
Fuck that. Just don't do it. I don't
do
care.
other things.
I don't know.
Yeah, I see a lot of pros
I've
doing
seen
it
it
these days, too.
before.
I
I
don't
Tons
get
of
it.
them.
don't know if they just do it to do it. I don't fucking know.
If anything, go the other way.
Yeah.
I'm a hater. Every time I like go to the gym and watch people lift, I'm just like, ugh. What are they doing over there? I don't want to say anything, but like, you look like an idiot.
There's a lot of weird shit that goes on in the gyms these days, man. It's
we'll
the stuff I've seen is crazy.
I know.
You guys only get to see like a couple hours a day, man. When I'm in that motherfucker all day long, I see some of the most wild shit in the gym. I don't even question shit anymore. Yeah. I'm just like, no, that's normal, isn't it?
Okay, all right. Here's one. No, I won't.
Nah, bump it. Let's see.
Okay. Rubbing.
What the hell?
Rubbing chalk on butt crack.
What?
Who did that?
What?
Rubbing chalk on butt crack.
Who the fuck does that? Are they chafing or what?
Dude, don't even play. You know.
Chalk on the butt crack?
Yeah.
Chalk on, not baby powder.
I have no fucking clue.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
I don't have a clue what you're
Like
talking
bare skin
like
ass?
over there.
Fucking bareback.
And they kept it in their bag,
Wait, hold on.
hopefully, right?
No, back it up. How do you know that they did this?
Because
you were watching them?
Somebody had came up to me and told me like this story about this particular person had chalk and did straight up in the butt crack.
On his bare skin, though. Bare butt.
Oh,
No,
It wasn't the community block he used, was it? Or she
That's what I'm
used?
just saying.
Was it a he?
Did they keep
Yeah.
it?
See, that's weird as fuck. What the like?
With the community block, they put it back in the thing.
We're gonna cut this out, okay?
Yeah, I'll cut it.
Okay, let's hear Megan's biggest pet peeve in a gym. Not specifically our
Oh
gym,
my
but just
God.
a gym.
I'm sure you have a lot of them.
Yeah, I feel like powerlifters definitely have pet
Well, they got
peeves.
all the time in the world to watch
Yeah,
everyone
they just
in
sit
between
I know.
reps.
They 5 minutes in between sets. They got to fucking.
All they do is people watch and
Yeah.
shit.
I do people watch a lot.
Even though you guys are always in the back, fucking talking shit down there.
Yeah, a lot of shit talking. I have there's so many pet peeves.
What is one that sticks out to you the most?
People sitting on their phones.
Okay.
I understand that you're trying to like pace yourself in between sets, but you do not need to sit for 5 minutes just scrolling through Instagram.
Dion,
Need
your
it.
boy does that a lot.
Chase?
Nope.
So many people do it.
Oh, I was like, my
Thought it was
boy.
bigger than me.
Like he sits on his phone like for.
You can't say that. He watches it.
John will cut it out.
That's gonna be a lot of cutting. I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It might not make it, bro. I don't know. You might have to just face that one.
No, people sit on their phones and they take forever to like do their thing, and you're waiting for them. And I don't like to wait for people, so like I'll just be like, I'm just gonna cut in now.
There's a guy in the gym who's notorious. And he usually comes in the mornings and he plays Candy Crush in between every.
He doesn't do that anymore.
Really?
I think he definitely like watched the pod or but
See, we're helping people. Don't cut it. Don't cut it. We're helping people.
right after we released that episode, maybe a couple times after that, he hadn't been doing that again. So,
Good.
That's a good thing.
yeah.
Because it's not like I hate him in the gym. I just like let's just be
Cool
real.
guy, too.
That's annoying.
Yeah, you're there.
And because the motherfucker's dedicated to his daily routine. He's been in there for years
Yeah.
training. But no joke, it was at least 3 to 5 minutes in between every set that he and he doesn't get out of the machine.
That's what. Yeah,
He
they sit
racks
there.
it and then
the
sits in
part.
the machine and just starts playing Candy Crush. And I'm just like, oh my God, this
No, it's
I don't
crazy.
even need that machine and I'm annoyed right
Yeah,
now.
I
I'm
hate-
just
I
like, who
can't watch
does
it.
that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I think it's just people like us have a certain mindset. So you want other people to be kind of on your level.
Yeah. Which I understand too as the gym owner. It's really hard because the more members you get, the more
Yeah.
likely you're going to get the riff
Not
raff
everyone's
in.
going to be like as
Yeah,
dedicated to
yeah,
it as you are,
yeah.
and that it's a
Dude,
thing.
I hate when people do like there's specific person, but they do like a photo shoot in the mirror for.
I was just that was
that's
gonna
multiple
no
people,
that
don't
was gonna be
worry.
my
This
second
is a
one.
female though, like
They take
that's
pictures.
like a legit
Yeah.
Say your
photo
name.
shoot.
No, I'm kidding.
like a legit photo shoot, like, but she didn't really work out the whole time. It was just
Yeah, or the people will do like a single set of something and then be like flex it in the mirror. Like you did
That's
not get
crazy.
you did not
Hell
get
yeah.
bigger in that 10 seconds it took you
That'd
to
be
do 8
Sam.
reps.
But
Sam.
the pump gets better though.
That's
That's
Sam Roberts.
bodybuilding.
Or like
Sam Roberts.
checking out your abs.
That's
like,
a weird
they're,
one.
They're not even
While
doing
you're doing
abs.
back and
Yeah,
shit,
I was like,
yeah.
what are you doing? You're not even working that. Stop it.
Those are the ones you can tell they're expecting people to be staring at them.
Yeah.
And so they give a quick little
I'm
show.
staring,
and
not
shit.
in a good way.
Yeah.
I want to like kick you in the knees.
See, but they don't take it that
We
way.
had
They're like,
those,
oh, she Myron. She Myron.
the Claire wasn't.
Myron.
Fucking Myron dog. We had the two little homies from Castleton. They were high schoolers, constantly fucking showing their shit.
I do really like to. I don't get to go like in town very often to the gym, but when I do, if it happens to be on an upper day, I love to go to the front where the dumbbells are and do like
weights people are doing.
the juiciest shoulder thing I can think of to like out angle all the little boys that are there. And I'm like, I probably bench more than all of you. Suck it. And I'll do shoulder something.
Yeah.
There's definitely a uptick of younger.
It's just the new generation that's coming up, bro.
I think we're just old. I think that's what's happening.
Like I think even like so you guys have been around for a long enough time, but like what I think of as like the core group of people from like when you first came into the gym, a lot of those people have grown out of the gym scene altogether.
Even since I've been around.
So it's like we're seeing a new generation of lifters coming in, and it's a completely different culture now. Like the new generation of lifters is something. They're a different breed. A lot of the shit I'm not even down with, but as the owner, I just gotta like be open minded.
I think it's more for a social media than rather than for
And I think that has a lot to do with why things like bodybuilding, for instance, is kind of dying down in our area, is because it's not there's not a big market for it in terms of popularity, fame, fortune, none of that shit. It doesn't do anything for these guys on social media, so they just want to be fitness influencers now and not be like competitive bodybuilders so much anymore, or whatever their genre is that they want to do. It's just it's a weird new thing with the new culture of gym goers, man.
I feel like in the past year,
it's all fashion too.
The gym has gotten a lot better. Like we had a lot of young people, and now we got guys that actually want to work out.
Well, and then it hasn't really been too terrible with gym etiquette too. Yeah. I feel like we're still
we've gotten a lot cleaner in
still
the past
on the right
year
track,
too.
with gym etiquette,
putting shit away.
Yeah, it was pretty nice when I got there today. Like everything was, and I haven't been there in a while, but everything was in general like put away, and there wasn't just like shit everywhere. So
sometimes I feel like
I thought it looked good.
Hopefully that that feeling spread throughout the gym of people like policing other people. Like, hey, if you leave your shit on there, go pick it up.
Yeah.
So
and we're challenging like the employees too to just like be out on the floor more, cleaning up and putting weights away so that people see that happening and they feel an obligation to put their shit away because they know staff is going to come around and
do it. Yeah.
I would feel terrible if I like forgot to put something away and saw
and that's the
somebody
thing.
else
Like
doing
forgetting it's one thing.
Yeah,
that happens. I forget, and I own the fucking gym. It's my policy. Like, and I've been fucking just dead ass in the gym and just fucking forgot to re-rack something, or I get pulled away from my sets all the fucking time, or interrupted, and I just fucking lose track and forgot I left something racked. I get that happens. But there's motherfuckers who do it religiously. Like I guarantee there's overnighters, especially, they're the worst at it. You can come into the gym at like 6, 7 in the morning, and anyone who's been in there from like midnight to 5 a.m., most those people don't give a fuck about what they're doing in the gym. They don't, because there's no one there watching them. There's no one there to hold them accountable. That's the worst time to come in and find almost every machine with weights on it. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy how bad it gets. Like it's sometimes it almost tempts me to say like I don't even want to be 24 hours anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's a great incentive, but is it worth the incentive?
Right. Yeah.
Like how many actual people come in from fucking midnight to 5 a.m. or some shit? You know what I mean? Because those people that come in overnight, it's always like someone comes in and they have like 4 friends they bring with them, sneaking them in. You know what I mean? And then it's like motherfuckers just run amok. I've heard stories, people telling me like there's at 3 a.m. I was here, man, and these bunch of kids came in street clothes, and you could tell they weren't even dressed for the gym, and they walked in and were like wowed by what they saw, and they just spread out and started fucking around on all the machines and shit. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like how do you even fucking catch those people, you know?
What the fuck are you doing there at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, man. It's like, but crazy shit like that goes on, it's super weird, man. But yeah, I get sometimes people forget, man, but it's one of the fucking most annoying things to come in and see.
Yeah. What else you got, Megan? Anything else?
About like pet peeves?
Pet peeves.
Trying to think if there's any like specifically to powerlifting.
How much chalk they put on the stuff and then count with it.
I do that, so we have like special chalk at the gym that we write
Like
Or,
actual chalk.
Motivational
Yeah.
shit on it and stuff
No,
too.
like children's sidewalk chalk. And
Yeah.
that's how we like mark
Oh,
how many
yeah.
sets. We gotta do like 9 sets.
That's
of something.
understandable.
How do you keep track of that? I can't.
Yeah,
I'm
but if you're
stupid.
gonna use the square block, you know,
No,
like
I
that
try-
everybody uses,
Yeah,
and that's
well,
a-
I guess I don't do that.
yeah.
but-
How about chalking up the bench? Is that a pretty standard thing for powerlifters to do?
Only if you like are actively slipping. Like if you're really sweaty and your shirt is slipping, then yeah. But usually like the bands, if you have bands on the bench, that
Yeah.
takes care of it. But yeah, I guess it helps if you're slipping. Yeah. What's funny is people put it on their butt for like meets to try to keep their butt down or something, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, it kind of works. I guess you're not slipping, but what they do is they'll put it in like on the sides too,
Yeah.
and now it's more noticeable when the judges look to see if your butt came up because now it's white. So if you have a black singlet and a black seat, you don't want white there because now it's going to be super obvious.
Yeah.
And so you
But-
see people chalk up, and it's like, I'm going to get you later.
So when you're benching though, your cheeks got to be on the bench, right?
Yes, they have to be
Yeah.
on the bench the whole time.
So those videos of those fucking exorcist people that are fucking arching their back way. There's a couple of videos
They
I've
sit
seen.
back down.
No. Not the ones I've
Oh,
seen.
I was gonna say some crazy people sit back down.
I mean,
It's
I
not-
have a pretty high arch, but my butt stays on the bench.
This one, no, there's no fucking way. But she basically arched her back way up and then just came down.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of those. Yeah. For those, it probably wouldn't count because I could almost guarantee that her butt isn't actually touching. It's
Yeah.
like the back of her legs,
Yeah.
and her butt's probably not on the bench.
Right.
So
Is this still a legit lift if they could get an arch that high and keep their butt down though? Like if you just moved the bar this much, they would count it?
it depends on the fed.
Wow.
So, there's like USAPL has rules about like your arms have to be, I think it's like 90 degrees.
Okay.
for
See,
it to
that would make
count.
more sense
And
to
that
have
can,
a rule
yeah,
like that.
but most other feds don't have that rule. But I've never, knock on wood, never seen that happen. I've seen some crazy arches. I have a pretty high arch, not as much as other people, but I've seen people with really high arches and wide bench, but I've still never seen anything like those videos. So
yeah, because if you were like chunky, then you'd have to bench like way the fuck out of here.
I
or
do
something.
know someone who is I don't think he doesn't do it anymore because he doesn't compete anymore, but he was so big, like his gut was so big that he didn't actually really have to bend his arms at all. It was just like a
Oh God.
He'd bring
like
it forward
like
more.
a bend it forward and it would touch, and that was his bench, and he just would like shrug it forward, and then
Whoa.
that's the thing. Like there's guys that are just that big
And
that-
got away with doing it?
Yeah.
Damn. They're like, I'm strong as fuck. Look at that shit. You ain't got shit on my bench.
I'll do it again too.
That's the, like, yep, the powerlifting power belly. It has its,
That's crazy.
Does your head have to be touching the bench? I know that's kind of a dumb question.
No,
I'm sure,
it's again, it depends on the federation. Some of them say your head has to touch. Some of them don't. So
I've always wondered that for sure because some people like to bench. With their heads
my
up,
head
so-
comes up.
Yeah.
I don't notice it, but I'm sitting here watching it. So I look terrible. Don't ever look at like what I look like in my bench videos because I'm like this horrible face.
All right, one more thing for a powerlifting question, and I lost my train of thought too. God damn it! It was a good ass question too.
Was it?
Yeah,
Damn,
and I just
John.
completely lost it.
Fucking lost it.
I don't know, I was trying to hold it to let you guys finish talking, and then I forgot. That's why I interrupt people. Guys.
But it was
Yeah.
it was a powerlifting.
It was a
question.
powerlifting.
Do you want to
question.
go back to the Arnold again next year?
No, just because I'm trying to do WPO, so I'm gonna do whatever meet
To get there.
will get me there. And if I can do one that's closer, less expensive,
Mhm.
definitely gonna do that. Because I mean, the Arnold was awesome. It was a really cool experience. Lifting in an expo, and I would do it again in general, but it just won't be next year.
Yeah.
Cool. I got it. Sumo or standard?
Conventional.
Conventional, yeah, sorry.
I pull sumo. My
Okay.
sumo obviously isn't amazing. It's a work in progress. My conventional's raw, pretty similar to my sumo, but in gear, pulling sumo is just
Easier.
Probably more comfortable.
More comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess not easier, but
So yeah, I'm definitely team sumo.
got you.
Yeah.
I just see so much back and forth banter between powerlifters about like
It's so stupid.
how sumo ain't real and all
no,
this and
the
that.
only
So
people-
I have
That
no stance
motherfucker
because I
right
don't know
there.
either
No,
one of them.
the
is
only
not real.
people that say that sumo is cheating are the people who can't pull sumo or are mad that people are pulling more than their deadlift, and they have to find a reason to like make an excuse for how weak they are, and the other people are cheating. It's like, well, if it's cheating, why aren't you doing it?
But when you see somebody pull like 700 conventional compared to 700 sumo, do you feel like
No,
one's more
I don't
impressive
feel,
or no?
No. I don't feel differently about it.
Right on.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have any like straps on, I think that's impressive no matter what. Whatever you're doing, whatever you pull.
Well, and I just don't get it. Like if you pull 700 conventional, but you could pull 750 sumo, why would you not pull 750 sumo? Why are you not picking the thing that's the strongest? So.
And you still got to work your way up to that.
Yeah.
It's not like just because you're doing sumo, you can grab 700 and fucking
No,
yank that
and
bitch.
sumo is not easy. It's actually like really technical. Some people are really built for it. I am not. I have really short arms. That's why my bench is what it is, and my deadlift is what it is. So it's not cheating. So I just don't get the.
Do you think so? What's like your raw conventional versus your raw sumo? Is your raw sumo higher then? Would you say?
I haven't tested it really.
Okay.
I don't think I've done maybe done a max conventional from the floor.
Okay.
But my max sumo is like 335. I've done in the gym without my gear, so still not like anything crazy. But my conventional is probably pretty similar.
Do you ever do like weighted pull-ups or like lat pull-downs?
I do lat pull downs, yeah, and I'm very bad at pull-ups, so I can only do like 2 or 3 without a band helping me.
Really?
I'm the other way. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not great at pull-ups.
Can you do a pull-up?
You can do pull-ups for fucking minutes, son.
Yeah, right.
Not anymore.
They're hard. They're just some people just rock them out, and then I just am struggling.
No.
Fair enough. But you lat pull down like 180 or?
Well, I don't know. Ours doesn't go that high.
What do you usually go to, like lat pull down wise?
I don't know, like 55, something like that. I don't know. We have a plate loaded one
Yeah.
out at ours, and it's like
That's
a shitty,
nice.
like kind of a shitty one
yeah.
from Amazon. So like you can't put that much weight on it because it may literally fall to pieces.
That's fair.
So it's more of a volume thing. But I can bench my body weight raw like pretty easily.
Yeah.
So.
Dope.
Cool.
All right. You want to talk about some fucking
Dude,
giants?
Let's get into some pleasure.
Let's okay, click on the other one. Let's start with this one. Okay, so I was watching The Unexplained with William Shatner again. Coincidentally, they fucking talked about giants again. So this one in particular is very interesting. So this is called the Lovelock. This is in Lovelock, Nevada. It's called the Lovelock Cave. So this cave has been around for fucking eons, right? So basically what happened was back in the 70s, I believe, 2 individuals went in there for bat guano, and I think they used bat guano for fertilization or something like that. I'm not really entirely sure what they were in there for, but they ran into a bunch of bones, like 40 sets of bones of these skeletons, and they found like artifacts and stuff, like 15-inch sandals and stuff, and some of them I think that were pretty well preserved bones too. You know what color they said that their beards were? Red. So
How do they know they were red based off their bones?
Well, I think that like some of them was actually preserved. I think that what they found was maybe some particles of hair or something. I'm not really sure, but so basically what happened was there was and this is all fucking, this happened like a long time ago, right? So what happened was apparently there was a tribe of these giants that were cannibals, and they would go around and kill all this Indian tribe, which was the I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this Peony or something like that tribe, and so they were killing off this Indian tribe and eating them basically, and finally they got tired of it, and so the Indian tribe banded together and started fighting off these giants, pushing them back. And then eventually they pushed them into this cave where they were, then they basically like stacked a bunch of shit in the entrance of the cave, lit the shit on fire, and basically killed all the giants into the cave. And that's why they found all of their bones and all of their artifacts in the cave. So they basically just killed off the rest of them in that cave.
But their hair survived the fire.
It wasn't the fire that killed them because it was only the entrance. The cave is really deep,
So like
but
the
it was
smoke.
So they
smoke.
died of
They smoke.
Yeah, suffocation or
I don't.
potentially
I don't
starvation.
remember. I don't remember why they said it. I know that they said something about red hair. I'm not really entirely sure how they knew that it was red hair, but
Well, it says right there contributed to the red hair.
contributed to the red hair
appearance.
appearance of the remains. Yeah.
So maybe
desert conditions may have contributed.
Which would explain why in Afghanistan or whatever they have them in their red hair too, because that's all desert out there.
Right.
Mountainous.
the Kandahar. I asked Keith about that because he was deployed and he was deployed in Kandahar.
Oh, shit.
In 2012. And I asked him, like, when you were there, did your interpreters or anyone ever talk about anything giant related? And he's like, no. No one ever mentioned it, ever. So.
Interesting.
So the thing is like they actually found artifacts in this cave that were clearly old artifacts, including giant sandals, right? So that's like physical evidence that was found in this cave. Okay. So that's the story of Lovelock, Nevada. Now we go to another place called Sardinia, which is, I believe it's off the coast of Italy. And this farmer was going through his field and he ran on this, one of these statues in the ground. And turns out like there was a huge pile of these giant statues of these giant men that were like carved specifically, like you can see like on the face like how they were carved, but they were found spread out all over this dude's land with some giant bones. They said that there were some bones that were 7 to 12 feet tall. Yeah. So as you can see,
giants are getting more and more real.
There's another. I mean, that's across the world.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So we're talking about Serbia, not Serbia.
What?
The fucking Russian. Where I was talking about before, where we found the tooth.
Siberia,
off the coast of Italy, and Nevada now. So that's across the world. So clearly there was another race of humans that it did exist at the same time regular humans existed, for sure. Now, did they die off because they weren't as smart or weren't as intelligent as normal humans? I don't know. But if you look at like,
they just didn't have
how tall is Shaq? How tall is Shaq? Like
7'2".
Okay, so he's 7'2". He's a pretty like thick guy. When you see
he's got a size 23 foot though.
When you see somebody that tall,
that's a giant size foot.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah,
23 inches.
But he's one guy.
Yeah,
we're talking about a whole tribe or a whole race. So when you
22.
see somebody that's like 6'7" to 7 feet tall, they're usually skinny. Like Shaq is a one-off. You don't see.
Yeah, they're
a lot of
usually
guys.
lanky and fragile looking too.
Yeah.
But you're
Shaq's
talking
like
about
built like a normal man,
Shaq,
just
so
massive.
Shaq is 7'2". These things were 7 to 12 feet tall. You know.
He'd be like a
that's
little
crazy.
guy.
This dude is freaking so tall. I think he's 7'4". It's this guy, Zach Eady.
So is the race coming back? Is the giant gene coming back?
Yeah, 7'4", but this guy's like 260 is what they were saying.
260 at 7'4" is not very.
I feel like that's pretty
thick,
skinny,
dude.
isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah,
for a
he's
basketball
Pretty
player,
slim.
that's not like Kevin Durant.
7'4"?
Kevin Durant's like, but listen, dude. Zach Eady, wait.
Oh, dude.
300 pounds. Yeah.
He's 300.
Yeah, I was gonna say 260 when
300 pounds? There's no way this dude's 300 pounds.
Yeah,
At,
for sure.
at 7'4".
That's-
Fuck all that, dude.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That makes sense.
Victor's 209. I'm pretty sure he's 7'4" too. Yeah, 7'4". He's
Look how skinny
200.
he
Yeah,
is.
but
Look
how
at-
lanky
he looks
he
like,
is.
yeah, he's like
He looks
Slender
so
Man.
skinny.
Bro, if he slam dunks, his wrist will snap.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Luckily, he doesn't need to
He
slam
doesn't
dunk,
have
but
to- it's just a dunk. They don't have to slam it. But you're saying 100 pounds heavier? That doesn't make sense.
Look at the fucking muscle
Oh
difference,
my
dude. Go
goodness,
back. Go
dude.
back. Look at the muscle difference.
I get he is big. I'm saying yeah, but like 100 pounds more?
Yeah.
Some people just, I don't know, way more and you would
yeah,
never
he's
know.
got muscular definition. Look at
He's
his
big.
legs, his
He's
arms.
big
Like,
compared to most guys, but he's
Yeah.
also not as athletic looking.
Some people are just real dense.
No. So
Sorry, I got us off track.
but the point is that there's bones that are found all across the world. So, you know, when you brought up the giant thing, I was like, no, there's no fucking way. I was kind of, you know, skeptic, but I mean, now thinking about the Bible with David and Goliath, like, you really got to think about it. Like, holy shit. Did he kill that motherfucker with an actual slingshot? You know, did that really fucking happen?
Who knows?
Like, how big was
who
Goliath?
knows the story of how he actually killed him
it
versus
could've been
what
like
you
a
know,
whole-
like
right.
Could be like a whole catapult.
but the idea that the
Yeah.
giant existed and that the story of David and Goliath was a regular man versus a giant, that all seems very plausible. It seems realistic. Whether he killed him with a fucking slingshot or not, it's a whole nother
I
story.
mean, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
It'd be cool.
It would
That's
be
possible,
crazy,
too.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why giants like couldn't be real.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, I
think
don't
it's
see
Well,
like-
why.
it's not like it's you got to think like, okay, so if giants were real, then is it possible that Sasquatch was real or the Yeti was real?
Or what if we just
Like, were they a
confusing
different
those
race?
with a giant? I
That's
mean,
what
when you
we
look
talked
at
about
when you
last
look
time.
at these Kandahar giants,
yeah,
they were red bearded and red hair, and it was really long.
Maybe that's just Bigfoot.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you see that, because no one's ever actually seen Bigfoot
No.
per se, but if someone thought they did see it and they came up with this image of a hairy looking bear,
yeah.
they got that from long shaggy
Yeah.
hair and beard, and you know what I mean? That could
Maybe
be
like
the
what
other
they're
mistake.
wearing
Also-
too.
And then thinking that Bigfoot is brown could be just the confusion of red hair at a distance.
Instead of desert temperatures, they're dealing with mountainous temperatures,
Yeah, so
which
it's slightly
could be
different. Yeah.
Maybe they
their
grew more hair.
adaptation.
Yeah.
Maybe they're
Honestly-
hairier bodied. Yeah,
Honestly, yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. Bigfoot's a
That's
giant.
what I was telling you
solved.
last time. You said I didn't.
science food.
That's science. That's science.
Well,
Evolution.
I think there could have been just several different races of different species too. You know, back then. You never know. There
Black is
could have
back.
been a species of.
I mean, there's
Bigfoot stuff.
fucking, especially in Mexico, there's all kinds of real life evidence. There's people living today that are like, they say they're wolf people and shit because they're covered head to toe in hair, bro, arms.
yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah, it's like a
That's
genetic
like-
thing.
that's a
Yeah.
genetic-
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, if that can happen, then why wouldn't giants be able, especially giants who are, you know, indigenous to the mountains and shit like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's totally plausible that they just got hairy as fuck to make, because they didn't, clearly they're probably not making clothes for themselves. They
Yeah.
didn't just, you know what I mean?
Evolution just made them hairier.
Yeah, yeah. Their survival, you know, said, hey, you need to be fucking hairy as fuck if you're going to live in these mountains or you'll die.
it would be brutal.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Now it's kind of a fun thought to think about these.
It's crazy to think that
Giant people.
everything about our existence and as we know it could be completely bullshit, and all the fantasy stuff that we've ever been shown is realistic.
Yeah.
Right there. What does that say?
Giant alien bones found.
Giant skeletons of poly are blah, blah, blah.
What?
Saying that the men belonged to
Harbory?
men up to 4 meters tall.
I don't know, man.
How big is 4 meters?
12
12.
feet.
Yeah, 12 feet.
Yeah.
And they're all in the same height ranges too.
I know that is
Yeah, but
really
you can't deny that, Dion. That's literal evidence being found. That's evidence. You can't deny that.
I'm not saying they're not real. I'm
you
just
said
saying
I don't know. Like, oh, I don't know. If
we
it's
have
real.
tall people already. 7'4" is a giant to
It's
me.
a fucking 12
7'4"
foot.
is a giant to
12
For
me.
foot.
sure, a
12
giant
feet.
to me. Like if that's a
Yeah.
giant, what am I?
12 feet. 12.
And we got to think back then too. How tall was the average human? Even?
Exactly.
They were short.
Shorter.
That's
They
what I
were
mean.
short.
So maybe
Yeah.
they weren't actually
They were like
12 feet.
Well, I mean, yeah, fair.
You know?
Shoot,
We
for-
talked about that in the drawings
But-
too. Remember?
Yeah, but no, but that doesn't explain the bones though. Like the bones
Shit.
themselves are actually that
we
big.
got bones right over there.
I mean,
and that,
I mean, she just talked about how she has shorter arms than the average person. So why, like, some people have longer limbs, some people have long legs, short torsos, long torsos, short legs. Like that could just be they had
There was
longer
a fucking
extremities.
10-millimeter tooth. The thing is fucking this big.
Yeah,
No, 10
Stuff like that
no,
happens.
10 millimeters is a centimeter. That's not that big.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's
Isn't it?
big for a tooth.
A fucking tooth.
no,
It's a
10
millimeter, not-
millimeters is like
You think
Isn't
about
it?
a
like
9-millimeter
big.
bullet, like a 9
Oh,
millimeter
maybe I'm thinking
bullet.
the wrong like measurement. I don't know though. I feel like that's not that big. I need to see it.
That's
For
a
a
fucking
tooth?
big tooth.
Well, a human tooth.
Pull it
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Dion,
that's what
pull it
we're
up. Pull it up.
What's the average human tooth size?
I don't know. Someone get a ruler.
What's the average human molar?
I was just
It
at the
wasn't a
dentist
molar. I thought.
yesterday. I
Yeah,
could have
it
asked.
was.
What's that? 10 millimeters? Similarly, the length is an average.
Oh, who was right?
What?
Megan was right.
The length is 10.19 for men and 9.93 millimeters for women.
It was just a big old human tooth.
Wow.
Cody.
Damn. But why? So then, why did science make a big deal about that tooth
Pull it
they
up.
found?
Pull it up.
We did pull it up last time, and it was
We
10
pulled it
millimeters.
up like 3 times.
Giant
There
tooth.
you go, right there.
That's your tooth, bro.
I got
it's not
you,
my tooth, bitch. You were started talking about it too. Giant tooth in Siberia. Pull that shit up.
Yeah, why'd you just type in giant?
I didn't think there'd be that many things.
10 millimeters. There it is. Yeah.
This is the one. There's a better. I
Wait,
can
what
get to
part
it.
of it is 10 millimeters? Like what? Like
Oh, not that.
the width? The root? What are we talking about?
Okay, I guess I'll just click on that. Hey,
Wait,
this isn't as
My
easy as it
fucking
looks,
tooth
guys.
is that fucking.
So this is the one we've been pulling up.
This just looks like a regular old ass tooth.
It kind of does.
I guess giants aren't real, guys.
Debunked.
Or maybe it's saying 10 millimeters is like that width, and that's how much wider it is. I don't.
Yeah.
That would be fucking crazy.
Is that
if it
like
was
the
10 millimeter wide?
like a radius?
That does
I
look
don't-
like a molar, though.
It looks like a molar.
Yeah.
That's what it
What's
says
the
it is.
average size of a molar? Is it? It can't be 10 millimeters too. Then
Come
That's
on.
what it.
Well, that's what we just.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
that was a
Google just-
molar he looked up.
I would assume so.
That was an incisor, a center incisor. So
But
that might be.
What
The
are they measuring length or
Yeah,
are they
that's what-
measuring
yeah, is it-
width?
like
Either way.
human. Sometimes I talk as my dog.
They're going width 10.8.
Where are you seeing that?
Oh
at?
yeah,
Oh, right
that's-
there.
Yeah.
See, so I mean, that shit ain't nothing, Cody.
yeah.
We've been pulling up false information. We just fact checked ourselves.
Okay, so
fucking
the
way.
teeth
There's
ain't
no way
right. So
my fucking tooth.
but the
is
teeth
10.8.
ain't right
There's
at
no way.
least. Big deal. And maybe a
it's-
9 millimeters measured side to side
I think it is
for barrel size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the.
It's not the length of a
no.
9 millimeter bullet. It's the barrel size of it. So that makes more sense.
Cody's lied to us. I just feel betrayed at this point.
Fake news.
What's fake?
Dude, I just can't keep up with your conspiracy theories anymore,
You know
bro.
what?
They're out of fucking control.
Okay, giants aren't real. Dinosaurs aren't real. Dragons aren't real. It's all fucking fake.
It's all fake.
We live
We're
in a-
not real, bro.
we
If
live
you
in a
really think
fucking-
about it.
You know what? The Earth is flat. We live in a fucking glass ball.
Can we watch this though?
Oh, this is from the Arnold.
Yeah.
So this is the 500-pound squat. I
Yes.
take it.
Yep.
You can hit that volume on the bottom of her screen there.
You can hear Aaron yelling.
That's crazy. That was smooth.
It was great.
That is a pretty big arch you got. Hell yeah. Damn.
My bench did not go that well in training. That was the best bench the whole time.
That guy behind you is tired.
For real. He's bored and shit. He's like, women's powerlifting, let's go.
Yeah. Powerlifting in general, like it's not. To
No,
sit and
it's long.
watch
I've
all
been
day,
to
it's
plenty
long.
of those meets.
It's
Yeah.
long.
It's long.
We went to Worlds for Marshall too, and that shit was long.
Hell yeah.
Done.
Dope.
Fuck yeah. Do you guys follow Amber? Amber Rain or whatever?
Mhm.
I know you do. She's fucking hilarious on social media.
I've
I like
been,
her
I have
shit.
been attending her Sunday like group sessions,
Mhm.
and they're actually really cool. Like
Yeah?
I'm having a good time. Yeah,
She cracks me up. She's
it's been
fucking
fun.
funny.
Not just, and also just because like I get to see Amber, once a
Yeah.
week, which is great. But I think she has like some really good insights on stuff. I've been having a good time.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
What else we got, D? What's up next?
Is this the right one? Where are we at?
What are we looking
You're in
at?
my messages.
I know. I'm trying to find all of our messages together.
Modcast.
Oh, there we go.
Did you save it? No, okay, you did. Do you have to copy and paste?
No, I can just click on it. I think it'll bring me back up. Maybe.
It should. Oh, it does on the phone anyway.
Yeah, it does on the phone. That's what I was hoping for, guys. So I was prepared.
Copy and paste it.
I don't think I can copy it.
You have to type that whole thing in now.
You guys talk about something else. There's so many.
All right,
though.
Dion, way to fuck it up.
There's so many things. I can just look something else up.
Well,
What was
it?
that about?
Could you just like go
Ashley
Google?
Biden's diary.
Ashley.
Oh
Barnes.
yeah.
So
It had a
let me
really
break it
easy
down.
video.
So from what I understood is that Ashley Biden stayed in an Airbnb.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yes.
So she stayed in an Airbnb and
With friends.
was it the owner that collected the
Yeah, but here's the thing that
owner
throws
of
me off.
owner of the Airbnb?
A lady named Amy Harris has been sentenced to a month in prison after pleading guilty to stealing and selling Ashley Biden's diary. So
she sold it to James O'Keefe, who worked for Project Veritas at the time, and that's where they made the diary public. But then when they made the diary public, they, like the Biden administration, whoever, said that's bullshit. The diary doesn't exist. But now all this is coming out that she is being sentenced to prison for selling the said diary for a month. Or she's been sentenced for a month.
twisted a little bit.
Did it shift?
Yeah. No. I think it.
Oh,
I got you. You're
I don't
good.
know what you're asking.
So they said that it didn't exist. This lady's been sentenced to a month in prison for selling the said diary. And so now we're sitting here wondering, okay, so if they said it didn't exist, why is she being sentenced for a month in prison?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Well, what was
I don't
in
know.
it that was so like?
That basically her dad molested her in the shower,
Oh,
It was very detailed of
which
like,
her dad is
creepy around
the president.
Well, yeah, no, I know that.
what? Creepy around kids, maybe?
Not maybe. We've seen tons of
Yeah.
video evidence that he is.
Probably, most likely.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is that what we were showing on this is that she called
I'll see if I
and admitted to it,
I
like,
can
yes,
message
it's
it.
mine. They have a recording of her calling and confirming that it was her diary, and yes, she wants it back, and they can get it. But what throws me off is how do you leave all your shit behind like that?
Right.
She left her clothes and a bunch of other belongings
something
and her
that-
diary.
that
Do you know
important?
who her brother is?
No.
Hunter
Hunter?
Yeah.
Always on drugs.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean she isn't.
True.
Yeah.
It says she was not the
He
owner of
left
the,
his fucking laptop. Remember?
Yeah.
She's not the owner of the Airbnb. She's a friend of the owner who the owner said you could stay there 2 days after
That's
Ashley
what it was. Yeah,
Biden
yeah,
stayed
yeah.
there.
Okay. So I will reply.
So she left it, or did someone like just come in and take it?
No, she left it, and when they went there to stay there, they found all the stuff there, and it turns out it was Ashley Biden's diary. And then within the diary, when they read it, they were like, "Oh my God, somebody needs to know this," and that's how it ended up at in James O'Keefe's hands, because they were going to turn it in. And I think someone said, "Don't turn it into the government. Like they're like this story needs to be given to someone, and that'll break it."
Huh.
That's crazy.
That is kind of wild. I don't keep up on news super often, but I feel like this would have been a bigger story. I'd never heard of this until this moment.
Well, that's why it's not. Is
So-
because they
Yeah.
control the media.
Do you remember?
suppose,
do you remember
yeah.
back during the 2020 election, they tried to make the Hunter Biden laptop thing, like they released everything on the Hunter Biden laptop, but the media suppressed it. said,
Yeah, it was
that's
like
bullshit.
yeah,
First, it didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
Yeah.
Then it was Russian propaganda. Don't believe it. Turns out
It was
all of
a
it was true.
real-
right?
yeah, exactly.
Same thing happened with this. When they
Okay.
released the contents of the diary, they said it didn't exist, and now they're saying that it's well, I guess I don't know what they're saying now.
It's like the same concept with Jeffrey Epstein. He was arrested. Ghislaine was arrested for selling human sex trafficking in children and all that to nobody. Right? Like
Yeah.
it's same concept. The
No
woman
clients.
who turned in the fucking diary that they're saying doesn't exist is getting sent to prison for having the diary and giving it to
Yeah.
someone else. It doesn't
Right.
make sense.
Yeah.
But America just doesn't question anything like that. They
Yeah.
call it a conspiracy theory when people do question it. That's why no one fucking speaks up on things like this, because for God forbid you be called a conspiracy
yeah,
theory.
you're the crazy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's afraid of that fucking made up fucking word for fucking truth. That's what they're hiding everything, helping. They're complicit in being like, well, I'm not going to say what I know because then I'll be called a conspiracy theorist. And it's just like, all right. That's why I say we're self-proclaimed conspiracy theorists because whatever, I'll take that title if that's what you want to call me for being a truther.
Right.
You know, like all the other shit that we talk about, aliens and fucking flat earth, it's all, most of it's jokes and then the rest of it's just like theories. It's like, yeah, it's really a theory. Can earth be flat? I probably not. But there's some pretty fucking good theories out there and the Bible does speak about it. So now you have to get into debunking the Bible in its full, context. And I do believe there's a lot of stuff to debunk in the Bible as well. And I'm a believer. But as long as they're hiding books from within the Bible, we don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
We can only have faith.
Well, and you're reading something that the people who like wrote it or the stories and stuff,
they're a human.
And they only knew as much as they knew at that time. So you have to kind of like frame it that way.
But from time to like distant times, everything matches up. People who wrote it in different times of history, their stories all match up. So there's a lot of evidence that says, man, there's true stuff here.
The events were true,
right? And they've been proven to date, some of them.
Yep.
So there is truth to it, but there's also a lot of stuff in there that could be complete BS because there's the Old Testament, the New Testament, and someone decided that none of that stuff pertains anymore, but they didn't say God told them it doesn't pertain anymore. Right. So it's just like things like that confuse me, and like we've talked about too, the Vatican's hiding a lot of books from within the Bible, and as long as they're doing that, we
about giants.
Yeah, we don't have full context.
Well, and there was like one person wrote like 20% of the New Testament, so it wasn't like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John each wrote their own little thing. That's not actually what happened.
Right.
So you have to,
There's one more thing I forgot to say. I don't know if it was in Sardinia or if it was in Lovelock, but those bones, they ended up going missing. I think the Smithsonian got involved and now they're missing. I can't remember what the story was, but yeah, from what I've gathered, the Smithsonian has a lot of shit that it's like buried underneath.
Well,
if you guys ever go to DC, that National Mall, that whole entire thing, there's an underground fucking warehouse. That entire fucking National Mall, there's an underground underneath there.
I mean, every museum has the underground thing. Like in Bismarck, the Heritage Center, you can get like a private tour to see the stuff they don't have out on display. And it's like in the basement, there's like a whole room of guns. Like there's a bunch of cool stuff.
I didn't know that.
It's really cool. You should do it.
Yeah, I want to now.
Yeah.
We've gone to the museum there to check it out a couple times, and I had no fucking clue.
Yeah, there's a whole probably 3 times as much stuff in the basement.
So all secrets take place underground, bro. In every case scenario,
the best way to hiding in plain sight. Really, I mean, you think about it, millions of people are walking above you, but
someone's gonna see it.
Below is just they're hiding a bunch of shit, which I believe that they are for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But anyways, I just wanted to bring that up.
Megan, I want to bring up. Do you believe aliens are real?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it'd be silly to assume that we, out of all of the other planets and all of the other universe, whatever, we're the only ones that have life.
Our dumbasses.
And this is good as it got. Like, please,
we're it. No
That's
way.
That's really unfortunate. But no, there's no way. There has to be.
Do you think we've made contact with them?
Maybe. I wouldn't say for sure yes or for sure no. Maybe.
Okay.
But I don't believe that the aliens are
demonic,
like, hostile.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they were,
we'd be done already.
Yeah, we'd be gone.
There's no way that we've made contact with them and they didn't destroy us for destroying them or stealing their technology or all these things. They're definitely
keeping tabs.
Not hostile, but they can be, I believe.
I think they're keeping tabs.
Yeah, I think well, either one of two things. Yeah, they're just like watching us and waiting for us to like be cool enough to join their little
or they're our real creators,
or maybe or we're like the bad neighborhood that they like lock their spaceship doors when they fly by us, like
damn, we're the projects to them.
We're like the projects to them.
But what would be their purpose of coming here, especially going into the water, into the ocean? I feel like there's something down there that they're.
I think you should go.
Is that another dimension? Maybe
we don't want to know.
I mean, the story is as above, so below.
Could be
firmament.
Is that how they get out of there? Is that how they escaped the globe?
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
The
Hard to
snow
say.
globe?
There's been more evidence of or sightings of UFOs flying in and out of water
that's
than
true.
there has been in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
So-
just like a better environment for them. Like the water is more similar to their atmosphere wherever they're from.
Possible.
It's crazy though that I feel like to us, we are like primates to them. You know, so
Yeah.
they're just.
I love that theory. I think that's
They're
such
just-
a cool way to look at
Because
it.
if you
Yeah.
think about it, that them
We're the
shutting
monkeys
down,
they're laughing at and
Yeah.
watching like,
Yeah.
fuck.
well,
Them animals.
I think what happened was they got concerned when we started testing nuclear weapons, and because sightings increased like 1,000% after we tested the first nuclear weapon, and then ever since then they've been visiting
was like,
nuclear
Yeah, they're
places
more
and shutting
likely
them
to
down.
be
And
sighted by.
Yep.
Yeah.
so I don't know if they're worried about us blowing each other up, if that's what the concern is. Like they want to make sure that they can shut down, because they've literally hovered over bases and shut down the entire nuclear silo. So I don't know if they're worried about them or us killing each other, or us maybe disrupting whatever it is in the universe with our weapons.
Maybe they're like space environmentalists and they're worried that we're gonna
Or
like
maybe-
fuck up our planet.
Or maybe if they're worried that if there is a way to travel in the ocean, if we blow up everything, then we're blowing up their fucking transport. I don't know.
Who
But
knows?
it's very strange though, but it's legit. Like they do come over and fucking shut down the entire bases
yeah. No,
that have nuclear silos.
I definitely believe that they're real.
So there's something with nuclear that they're concerned.
I think we're gonna find out within our lifetime.
I
for
hope that.
certain.
I really do.
I do. I
hope
think.
that
I
we
think
find out in
before.
my
I think
lifetime.
before, and I'm the oldest one here. Before I die, we'll know for a fact or not.
I think that'd be sweet.
What comes first?
The chicken or the egg?
We deal with aliens.
It was the egg.
Viking Super Bowl.
Aliens for
Aliens.
sure.
Aliens
Aliens for
definitely.
sure, bro. I hate to say it, but aliens for sure.
I'll get behind that.
Yeah.
I'll get behind that.
What
for
if they
sure.
get just a stud at quarterback this year, though?
They always get studs at quarterback. It's their offense they need to work on.
They'll
Yeah.
choke. They could have the best players and they'll choke anyway.
Yeah, I think if they get a good offensive line, though, I think they have
2009
a really good
Vikings had the
chance.
best shot, and I don't think
Yeah.
we'll get it.
Yeah,
again.
they freaking destroyed AP's life because he hit his kids with the switch, and
switch.
then that's
That
it.
fucked them
I didn't
up.
know what the fuck a switch was before that.
Really?
Everybody was up in arms here. It was crazy. It was like, relax. It's what they do. Like in that, like if people from Texas,
I was a
that's
little
what
racist, bro.
people from Texas, that's what they do. That's what they do.
Everyone beats their children.
They do, and with
Get over here,
switches.
boy.
My dad would tell me stories about getting hit with all kinds of
No,
stuff.
my
It was
parents
crazy.
too. My mom used to have to go pick her strap from the barn. I used
Yeah.
to have to pick my own wooden spoon. Like that's a thing.
I mean, is
See,
it
they
any
make the-
different from a belt?
No.
Yeah.
Or back in the day when teachers used to smack kids in the hand with
With a
wood,
ruler.
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
rulers and shit. Like it's still the same thing. It's a
Yeah.
fucking switch. It's just it's molded better
Oh, yeah.
and probably stings more because it's flat
Yeah.
and hard. You know, so who knows?
I don't know. A little abuse never hurt anybody.
Nah,
Just a
ass
little.
whoopings are good. We need
Yeah,
to do it
I
again.
think we all turned out okay. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We need more ass whoopings in the world today because they're
Yeah.
they're worse off than they've ever been. This next generations of kids, man, they're
I know.
fuck. I can't even explain how dangerous it is.
Social media.
Like I stress out trying to raise my kids because I want to raise them against the grain right now, like the way things are going. But it's so borderline. Like you have to be so careful with doing it because you can send them so fast in the other direction because they've got all the peer support they could ever need to rebel.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous right now to raise your children the right way.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Well, and it's going to be tough to navigate for, and I might have brought this up already, but trying to navigate them not being left behind from technology, but not them being so involved with screens.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because obviously you don't want to restrict them from having a phone or anything
Right.
like that, but
You got to let them live some of the life, but also keep them
At the same
in touch
time,
with
fucking
what existed before that shit.
social media is so
Or they'll
toxic.
be ruined when they grow up. When we're
Mhm.
gone and they're the adults,
Yeah,
they're fucked.
yeah, that's too bad.
Scary.
Nope. I'll be here.
You'll be here.
I just feel like kids today, they wouldn't be able to survive fucking 2005 Halo chat rooms, dude.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Halo and like the original PUBG, like the most toxic places ever.
Dude, it was so fucking funny with these 12-year-olds. Oh, fuck you, bitch. And I'm like, fuck you. You're adopted, you little pissant.
When I think like Black Ops came out when I was like maybe a junior in high school, and I was very bad at first person shooter games, but I would go on and play just to talk shit to like little 12-year-old boys.
That's funny
You
as
kiss
shit.
your mother with that mouth.
Awesome.
Whenever I hear anything bad nowadays, because they brought back like being able to talk to people that you're playing against.
Yeah.
I always just go, whoa, whenever somebody says it. Or even when like,
You couldn't do that before or what?
Perimeter chat?
no, you could. I mean, I was a Black Ops. I did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like black guys will say the M word. And I'll be like, whoa, I don't think you should be saying that. And it's just because I sound Midwestern white guy pretty much.
That's funny.
It's very funny.
Dropping the N-word in here?
Nowadays, everybody says that shit.
They
bro.
do.
It's
It's
weird.
crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah,
It
I
is
was
crazy.
watching, like I follow a couple of those stupid like pages on Instagram, like the foods pages where it's just like all Mexican culture shit, and all these foods say nigga, nigga, nigga over and on.
They do.
I'm like, what the fuck? When I was growing up, bro, if you used the word nigga in a Mexican hood, you got your ass whooped. I mean, whooped. It was by your own people. Because it just was a complete violation of your existence. And now it's what everyone says, like all Mexican dudes, their essays, cholos, whatever you want to call them, they say nigga.
Did you see
It's
that?
so confusing.
Dude, I've
to
been
me.
waiting for this video. It's this Mexican dude. He's in the street and somebody's like talking to him or whatever. And he goes, my whatever. And these two black guys are walking behind him. He said, "What'd you say?" And he's like, "No, I can see it." 'Cause I'm Mexican. And the guy's like, "Que pasa?"
They're like, hold on. Yeah, that's a funny one.
That one is good.
Also, I want to bring up before we go, who's that Mexican rapper you were telling me I should get into?
That Mexican OT.
Yeah. There's a Rogan episode he's on.
Yep.
I gotta go check that out.
Yeah.
I saw I'm like, why is he on fucking Joe Rogan of all? Like, I've never seen a rapper like that just go on Joe Rogan. So there's something to this.
Like
guy.
recently, or
Yeah, it's
just-
one of his
it
most
was, like,
recent ones.
A couple
Today?
weeks ago. No,
Yeah.
no. Like 2-3
And
weeks
they
ago.
were talking about fucking like tripping, taking fucking drugs. and
Yeah,
all
he
kinds
gets
of
high
shit.
as fuck.
So, but I don't know why that dude would have Joe Rogan's fucking attention, but he did, and he was on Joe. And so I'm like, I gotta check him out now, see what he's
he
all
loves
about.
his music.
really?
But Joe Rogan don't like it like
He
that.
loves his music. That's why.
We'll see. I'm gonna watch it and
Bullshit.
find out.
That's okay.
I'm gonna watch it and find out.
I've
If they
been
don't talk
telling-
enough about this dude's music, you're full of shit.
I've been telling John for months now. I said, go listen to him.
But
go
here's my
listen to
problem.
him.
Here's why I don't like to listen to Mexican rappers. Like, I like rap, and I come from the hip hop world, bro. I do not like Mexicans who say nigga when they rap. I think it's stupid.
I'm surprised that is a thing. I didn't
Yeah.
know it was a thing.
So
Yeah.
that's why I don't listen to a lot of the new age Mexican rappers, because I think it's dumb when that they're rapping and being like nigga this, nigga that. I'm like, that's not even your fucking culture.
I was like, you have like your own
Yeah.
words to use.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not use
Yeah.
that?
It's so weird to me.
He's from Texas too. Well, not from Texas, but he's a Texas rapper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why Joe had him on.
Yeah.
Maybe
He's a
I don't know.
local.
That's not what I mean. But he
That's
was
not
like,
deserving though.
yeah.
That's
Not
not
like he
deserving
has
to
the
be on
other
Joe
Texas
Rogan.
He doesn't listen to him.
There's other Texas rappers.
Dude, me
I'm
and
gonna
Joe-
watch it.
me
I'm
and
gonna
Joe are-
watch it and see. I
Dude,
wanna
me and
find
Joe
out.
are like this.
Yeah.
We'll fucking get Joe on our show.
Get him
then.
on our shit, dude.
His stuff is just way too long. It's like
It
I
is.
cannot.
Yeah, but it's super intriguing. though. It's
It's
not. They're
entertaining.
never
Sometimes
dull.
he's just high as fuck though, and I can't.
It's
I
like
can't
3
watch that
hours.
shit.
Oh my gosh, it's too much.
Yeah,
It's
a
so
lot.
long.
Yeah.
I'll watch everyone. I watch that one.
If they
you
got
know.
good guests on it, you just get sucked into
Yeah.
it.
If it's the right show, you do. There is some that are like, all right.
We
This
just
is
listened to
it,
like
yeah.
3 songs in a row. Like, why are we still sitting
Yeah.
here?
Most of the time, Joe Rogan, you can catch it off the video memes, the basis.
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
his
that's
episodes.
I'm gonna
host.
watch like the
Yeah.
2-minute clips.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then that's
You'll
it.
get it.
Well, I like to watch a lot of pods when I'm doing cardio. That's what I
Yeah, that's what I
catch
watch
up.
on my.
In
I
all
do long
fairness,
drives.
he's making an absolute bag because he's still on Spotify and now he's back on
I can't
YouTube.
believe Spotify let him do that. That's fucking crazy.
What happened was, and I would bet on it. Spotify gained so many listeners from them getting like their membership for Spotify. They're like, we don't need to be exclusive anymore because we already have these people. They're not going to leave because now they're using Spotify for music too.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
That's
That
that
works.
shit.
That's
Anything
good.
else?
Megan?
You got any final
Any-
words,
Any
Megan?
cool stuff? Anything coming up soon?
For me,
Yeah.
My wedding.
Your wedding, yeah.
That's right.
That's
Yeah. Which I'm gonna be the DJ.
Yeah.
The DJ day. You haven't done a wedding or anything before, right?
No, I've never done an actual wedding.
The DJ debut. All right.
Yeah, I've done
It'll be
DJing
good.
before, but
Yeah,
just not. I've
never
never
like
done
a
a wedding,
wedding.
so yeah, this is my debut.
It'll be pretty.
I'm gonna turn it out. I'm not, but
It'll be-
I'm gonna follow their playlist and it'll be dope. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be really chill.
yeah.
It'll
Have
be
you
great.
have you
Wait,
struggled?
what kind of music are you gonna play there? Like heavy metal and shit?
We have a. We're actually.
It's gonna be death metal.
No,
shit.
we're starting a playlist for like the non like dance part of it because nobody wants to dance to like headbanging stuff.
Yeah.
But we're gonna play all of that like during dinner, and we're gonna force everyone like, yeah, you're gonna listen.
Nice.
You're gonna listen to our metal music for 3 hours.
That's a
fine.
good idea. I've been struggling. I just started working on like the music that we'll play at our wedding, and I was like, I just have like so much rap music, and I'm like, we're gonna dance to that, but what time is it acceptable to turn
I
that
know,
on?
like yeah, like what time are the kids gonna leave the dance
After-
floor, and I can.
After you get done with all the fucking
See,
bullshit.
this is the thing. You use the music to orchestrate how you want the night to go. You don't wait for the right time. You create
Yeah,
the
you
right
make
time
it,
by
yeah.
putting the music out and turning people off to the
Mhm.
direction. So if you don't want kids there anymore, play the music kids shouldn't
Are
be
you gonna do,
hearing, and
like,
then they
the
leave.
Dollar
Yeah.
dance and everything.
I mean, probably.
Then you do it after all that
See,
bullshit.
but the thing is even after that, like her family, most of my family, everybody's just like is white. You know,
White people like to party.
not the older white people.
Well, you,
I don't know, my family
Dion, you gotta
parties.
play songs
White
that you can
people party.
imagine people dancing to.
But I don't give a fuck. I paid so much money for this. I'm gonna play songs
whatever
I
the-
want.
whatever the
That's
fuck
what I
you
feel
want.
like. I'm
Yeah.
gonna play what I
There
want.
is gotta
gotta
be
be for you,
after
not for everyone
the
else.
dollar
Yeah.
dance because you want those people come
Yeah,
in. And,
yeah.
Yeah, we're
paid
gonna
money.
still do that, but we're not gonna do like I don't want to do the garter auction. I find it like
No,
a little
that's
bit.
We
weird.
skipped all
I
that
find
shit.
it really
dude.
degrading.
Are you
Yeah.
just gonna throw it?
I don't even know if I'm gonna wear one.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
I just don't know if I'm gonna be into that. But we'll see. I got
Yeah.
like 6 weeks to decide.
Oh,
it's coming up quick, huh?
Yeah, it's the 25th. Yeah.
We skipped all of it, dude. Like we just went. She did the father-daughter dance, and that was it.
You just
Yeah.
wanted to get shit back.
Yeah, I
though. Cody was blasted at his wedding. That shit was funny.
I'm scared. I'm a little bit worried
Yeah.
about the drunkenness of our wedding. I'm a little bit worried.
Are
But
you
you
worried about
decided-
the haymakers?
everyone, the haymakers, my family, his family.
Ah man, I can't wait. Christian, I'm gonna give Christian the mic.
No, do not. He can have one speech and then you will not let him have it again.
Yeah. I heard he can't wing it, is what he was telling me.
Yeah, I told him that he can't because I'm like, you're gonna like ramble on for like 10 minutes. You're gonna cry.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something embarrassing.
That's
like
great.
have it like at least like a bulleted list of things you're gonna talk about, and we'll see. I hate wedding speeches. Hate them. I usually like if it's somebody else's wedding, that's my moment to like go to the bathroom and then hang out outside, and I usually skip them. They make me so uncomfortable, and now I have to do
Even
it.
though you're not a part of like
No,
you're
they
just
could
like-
be literally complete strangers. I could never have met those people before in my life, and it just like sends a chill down my spine. Like these people
fair.
are embarrassing themselves in front of everyone that they know.
That's great. I like a good wedding speech,
I like
especially,
a good wedding
especially
speech.
when they're funny.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I've given 2 wedding speeches, and I thought my speeches were great.
See, you just get secondhand
I get
embarrassment for
secondhand
other people.
embarrassment.
You're
That's
like,
legit.
you're doing really bad, but it's okay.
No, I like never get. I'm not very easily
Yeah.
embarrassed, but I'm embarrassed for
For
everyone
people.
else.
Hell yeah.
That's exciting. That'll be good. I'm excited for you guys. So
Yeah, it'll be fun, and you guys will all be there. I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's run it out. Anything else want to add?
Mm.
Take us out, Cody.
I got
You
nothing.
can't be-
Every time I call him, he does that.
Don't throw it on him. You gotta
Yeah,
give
you
him
that's
a
why I
fucking
do it.
notice.
Thanks for listening to our pod.
With enthusiasm, though.
Thanks for listening to our pod. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, talk good, talk bad, as long as you're talking about us, and we are out.
Peace.